everybody, it is the Inappropriate Attire podcast with John
and Will,
and we is trying to tell you that there's gonna be some pretty good things. I don't even know why my accent changed.
There's gonna be some good damn there podcast. You get there? Yeah, boy.
Okay, we are actually starting the podcast with this episode. Last week's episode was kind of an intro to our banter. You may think these guys just put out a 30-second, was it 30-second or a minute?
Minute and a half.
Minute and a half episode. And we're just like, that's all we're doing. We're trying to learn. We're trying to get the ropes down. And you know what I think?
I think we got it down pretty good.
No, we're getting it down, but we don't have it down.
You know what? You gotta have confidence. You want the people to watch, you gotta have confidence.
They're listening. We don't have a video stream yet.
You know what?
Say
Peace among worlds.
Say the Peace among worlds. That's on our Twitter. If you want to know, go follow that at Inappropriate Attire. We will put a link in our YouTube video, and hopefully this will be on iTunes. We're working on it.
If you don't know, you're just not cool enough.
Or you should maybe, read a little bit to get informed. Jab at Will right there.
Yeah, because I don't like reading because I'm a dum-dum.
That's
anyway.
Okay, because we are going to work on this and improve our lives together, bud.
Now, I wanted to share a little bit about us.
Yeah, this is kind of an introductory episode to us, so why we wanted to do a podcast, and kind of get a feel for who you like more in the show, me or Will. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to be everyone's favorite.
Because everything's a competition in America.
Oh, we make everything a competition. Who can eat faster? I ate a meal faster today, and I'm kind of regretting it. But you know what? First place.
You know what? Because he shoved a couple wieners in his mouth. He's all good.
I had 2 hot dogs, and then a chicken breast, and then some broccoli.
That's a little mix in the sexes there.
I don't even know what that means. But we are going to get this started. Will, who are you? I'm going to have this time. I'm going to run an interview. So what do you do, Will?
I'm a lazy millennial who lives with his parents, 23 years old. I go to college.
That's a pretty good answer. What are your interests, sir?
My interests is mixed martial arts, professional wrestling, video games, movies, TV shows, whatever everybody else is into, music. I love music.
So you're into, quote unquote, exactly what everybody else is into?
I love heavy death metal. So
okay, that's something not everyone's into.
Yeah, I like rap music.
That's something other people make fun of. Say it's crappy music.
Mm-hmm.
But we both enjoy it. It's pretty good. Proper rap, not this. Man, I've been rolling down the interstate, got this music blaring in the take. No, just chill. Take some time with your lyrics and make an actual song message. Go through.
You know what's funny? I just saw this video of Snoop Dogg talking about new rap, and he was like, he didn't know if it started with Future or it started with somebody else. He was like, he's like, that's the new style of rap. Everyone's doing it.
Ugh,
and you got Lil Yachty and all these.
I'm so glad that we will just say this: the savior of rap right now is Logic. So glad he's on the come up. I'm gonna stay on the come up, and he's gonna get better, and he's gonna save rap from its own demise.
Tech Nine Hobson
in a song Sriracha. I put that on everything.
Sriracha.
I put that on everything. Okay. So, any other thing you would like to say, Will? What is your political beliefs?
Oh, I'm a big time flip flopper. I go in between. I still haven't made my mind up on whether to be on one side or the other. I actually don't think. I think it's stupid to pick one side.
It is. I will agree with you there. It is stupid. But I think you need to have your core value set that you just have, and you keep switching based on that.
I switched my social standing thoughts are I don't care. So, like, if you want to do in your own house what you want to do, I don't care.
You libertarian.
So if you want to be gay, be gay. I don't care. If you want to do drugs, I don't care. But if...
I would prefer you... I don't know. Being gay is your own thing, but doing drugs can be... that doesn't just harm yourself. It harms others. That's my stance on it.
Well, it depends. If you harm someone, then you get arrested for harming someone.
But still, oh, hey, you're a parent. You want to do some drugs. That money that you spend on drugs could be going to your kids who are making it, but they're not succeeding.
This is my time.
Fine. And also, we went way off topic. So,
start talking about my political beliefs.
Any other thing that you would like to say, sir?
I'd like to say, mixed martial arts is an art, Meryl Streep.
She said that it wasn't an...
Yeah, she said if all Hollywood people left Hollywood, all that'd be left was football and MMA. And that's not art. It's like...
Football is art.
There's art in the name, Meryl Streep. You're a moron.
She just insulted football. I don't think I can watch Mamma Mia or The Devil Wears Prada.
I didn't even know you... I thought you knew about all that. I thought you knew about her little speech. Anyway,
Was this at the Golden Globes?
Yes.
I was working
during her speech.
I was working that night.
Bashing Donald Trump, and then started talking about MMA and football not being art.
Childish Gambino was saying, hey, this is some pretty good music, and Jake Gyllenhaal was looking on his phone or something. And then he was dancing. There was a meme. Yeah, it was a meme about that, but I also want to see Demolition. Way off topic now.
Demolition, like the World Tag Team Champions in the WWF?
Oh my gosh. Demolition, the movie that I didn't get to see this year. There's been plenty of movies I didn't get to see. There was plenty of crappy movies that came out this year. It's whatever.
The Axe and the Smasher.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
So.
Being a wrestling nerd sucks.
Anything else, Will, or is it my turn to shine?
Boy. Okay.
Boy!
Okay, John. We all know about you. We know you're the greatest person that ever lived. Yes. We know that you have created air itself. So now...
Created air?
Yeah.
It's existed before.
Your own hot air. So, let's just explain to the people that may not been lived under a rock, for 21 years.
22? 22? Get it right.
22 because he's a millennial. You understand.
Oh, right on the cusp of that non-millennial era, but I'm right in it. Made sure I got in it.
Well, technically Alex is a millennial, so...
Oh my gosh. It's so weird how you get 30-year-old millennials.
Because if you entered the workforce after 2000, you're a millennial.
I was 6 in 2000. No? 5? 5 to 6. That was, I don't know. Time period's weird.
So anyone that entered the workforce after 2000 is a millennial.
That's really odd.
That's the definition. Anywho, what do you do? What have you done anything interesting lately?
Anything interesting lately? Well, I have just been... We're gonna do this, okay. Past year's been a pretty big year. I was a cop, got sent to the police academy, was a cop, resigned from being a police officer because I wasn't the best fit that the department saw that they needed. Not saying that I can't be a good cop, just saying I'm not going to be a cop who's too aggressive. I can get there if it needs to be escalated to that situation, to that position, and I will be there if it needs to be, but I'm not just going to be that aggressive.
The giant brute.
I'm not going to be the brute when you need someone who's the bard. The brute or the bard. You got to find a mix of it. And I'm not just going to come off as the brute. So that's one thing. I spent some time doing construction. Went back to my old job as a delivery driver. And then I became a correctional officer. And I'm working to be a deputy. And I really like the freedom that deputying offers.
So let me ask the real questions fans want to know.
What's the real questions? What do you want to know?
Have you always been a ginger?
Oh, see, that's a big question because I was born redheaded. And
Soulless.
But I gained a soul, when?
When?
This past year, I think, maybe. Because they didn't have an identification in the computer system when I became a correctional officer for red hair, so I am technically light brown now.
Wow. So John went from having no soul his whole life, from being a ginger, to having a soul because of a problem in hair follicles in the police system.
Yeah. It's pretty good now.
So John, what are your interests? What do you like?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I love...
So that the plebeians out there know.
Oh, plebeians, you're my favorite. I get to talk about myself to you. I enjoy a lot of nerdy things. I'm not saying every nerdy thing, like, hey, you want to play Magic the Gathering? No. I have my reasons against it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Just saying I have...
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh! I love comic books. I love superhero comic books. I love action comic books. I love a good story. I love reading. My favorite author is Kurt Vonnegut. If I'm saying it wrong, don't correct me because I will keep saying it.
I have no clue. I don't read.
He doesn't read. You should. It's really good. And I have one signed book by him, and I'm glad I got it because he's the greatest.
Even though I got a book for Christmas, and I still haven't completed reading it, so...
It's okay. It's only January 11th.
Yeah.
It's okay. So, what else do I enjoy? I love video games. Been a big-time gamer. We can go over the history of my gaming abilities, but I've been playing so much on the PS4 lately. It's not been fun. It's been too much I've been playing. And also, I love movies. I love movies almost... No, I love movies more than TV because I don't watch TV, but I'll watch Netflix shows and
you watch
TV
football all
shows.
the time.
Oh my gosh, I love football. I love football.
It's TV.
It's not TV. It's a sport.
It's TV.
It's not TV.
I watch UFC.
Anyway, I love
TV.
football. I love the NFL specifically. Go Bears. We are going to say our sports teams, who we love. Go Bears and go Cowboys. And I like hockey. I'm starting to get into it. Wearing a Pittsburgh Penguins blue alternate jersey. It's the sky blue one.
Which will be the selfie we take in this video.
Oh, it'll be so good. Look, I look so good in this thing. And
it does.
I like the Blackhawks, but I don't know them that much. I like watching the Penguins more. We'll see if my interest in the Blackhawks continues or I'm just a Penguins fan. Really weird because we live in the South, but I go for northern teams. Really weird.
Yeah, the only knowledge I have about hockey is just going to a hockey game when I was like 9 and seeing the guy get smashed up against the wall. And it was really cool.
Never got to go to a hockey game.
It was really cool.
I was going to go to one, but then my work schedule got changed on the day that Dallas Stars were going to play the Pittsburgh Penguins, so I'll just have to go for another game.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pittsburgh Penguins.
I just love how sometimes our southern accents come out. Just like...
It's very rare for me.
Yeah. But I heard penguins.
Penguins. What else? I like... I guess being a simpleton. In an idealistic mindset.
His political views.
Political views, I guess. We're going on that now. You should be content with what you have, but strive to be slightly better every day. You should...
He's a hippie.
I'm a realistic hippie, we'll say that. So I feel like you should have a positive vibe about you, because no one wants to be around a negative person. You should love...
Unless they're so negative that it's funny.
Those people can do themselves, and that's okay. I'm just saying, you don't want an
That's me
overwhelming...
sometimes.
I can be negative sometimes. I'm just saying, you don't want to be negative all the time if you can help from it. I understand if you're having a bad day. I have horrible days sometimes, and you know what? You try to have someone else's positivity rub off on you, but sometimes you just gotta have that bad day, wake up, and the next day will be better.
Mm-hmm.
Just take it one day at a time, and nothing is that big.
Yeah, every problem can be solved, and let's get into the podcast, shall we?
Let's get into the podcast. Start it up.
Yeah, 15 minutes in,
15 minutes in.
Good intro.
Didn't feel like that was a bit too much of an intro, but that's us. So,
if you like long intros and diatribes, this is the podcast for you.
Diatribes. I was thinking if they like long intros and cisgender white males
that are entitled
to our own opinions
and to put women down.
No.
Where they should be in the kitchen, barefoot and pregnant.
No. I'll be in the kitchen sometime. We were just in the kitchen. There was no woman here to make us food. So we made our own food. Hush your mouth, boy.
You know what? They better be lucky one more here. She'll get smacked.
Oh my gosh. You misogynist pig.
Oink.
Okay. We are going to talk about the 2016 year in review for us. And we know a lot of people like to just make 2016 a memory filled with horrible things that happened. It was horrible.
I puked in the toilet at Red Robin. You know.
I had to resign as a police officer.
Oh, no, I was just spewing out things.
No, that was real for me. But that's in the past now, and I'm getting over it. But
on a new path.
On a new path. Let's do it.
Okay. So first, I kind of wanted to bring up the subject of video games. We both like to play video games. We're both into video games. We play different types of video games. And I was just curious, John, what was your favorite video game of 2016? And why?
I've played a lot of video games this year. And not all of them were good. Let's say, I don't want to say my favorite one. Because I like saying this was garbage. And then we'll build up.
Oh, every indie game is garbage, according to John.
Not every indie game. Every indie game that is made to feel like an arcade game or does not increase as the technology increases is garbage.
Games that are just fun and just want to be played to be fun and don't really have...
I like progress in games. I like being able to see a character change. I like being able to see a story happen. I like progress on games. I don't like...
He hates Pac-Man, everybody.
I don't play Pac-Man.
I love Pac-Man. That's where we differ.
Oh, you're not going to be like, hey, John, you want to go spend 30 minutes playing Galaga? No, I'll spend 30 minutes watching The Office for the third time. Oh, I love that show. So, horrible games that I played. The worst one this year, due to many reasons. Homefront: The Revolution.
Homefront: The Revolution. Probably a game that none of our audience has ever played before.
You should never play it. All I wanted was a simple paint-by-the-numbers shooter that was stable. And you know what they gave me? A simple, bad paint-by-the-numbers shooter that has one cool thing about it that can't even... Oh my gosh. How do you butcher a game so bad that it misses a checkpoint? I have to restart to 2 or 3 checkpoints where it was saved to do it properly. How do you get a game that you don't register the missions that are being done? How? How do you make this game?
You want to know how you get that game?
It's 2016. You made a game, and you made a broken game. You sent out a broken game.
You get Activision to produce it. That's what you do.
It was Deep Silver.
Deep Silver's the game developer.
No.
No?
I can look this up right now. I'll look it on the box.
Well, I'm wrong. The magic of cuts in podcasts is glorious.
Because you would have just seen me be right again.
Like
because I'm always right.
We just had this conversation about asexuals and...
Asexual is you do not have an attraction to one gender or the other.
and someone who has both parts. So you get to have a pretty fun time.
Oh my god, that's a hermaphrodite will.
You get to have a pretty fun time.
It's a hermaphrodite. Someone who has both sexual organs. He's a hermaphrodite.
No, they have balls though.
Okay.
That's the question.
Worst game. I'm not bringing that up. Worst game. Home for the Revolution. Next game that I remember playing was Far Cry Primal. I liked the setting, but you gave me 10 hours too long that you didn't add anything new.
Yeah, and then you just call me and complain at me for an hour.
Hey, I'm a completionist. I want to complete the game. That's all I'm wanting to do. I didn't even go back and try to get that platinum. I didn't. So
it's like they tried to take Turok from N64 days and put it into a open world, which is cool. It's just they didn't have enough.
That should have been a $15 expansion pack, not a $60.
So like Far Cry 4 or whatever.
I spent $30 on it and I feel ripped off. At least I got $28 on it back. Trade it in.
Yeah, $28 back?
$28 back from it.
Wow.
Apparently people like it. Colin Moriarty liked it. Shout out to Colin Moriarty and the Kind of Funny Studios. Are we doing shout outs?
Yeah, sure. Shout out Greg Miller.
Shout out to Kevin Coelho.
He's the guy who's like the Hillary blowhard, isn't he?
He's the guy who's behind it all.
Yeah, I remember him and Colin got into like a yelling fit over politics. That was funny.
And then what else did I play?
Okay, let's skip your best game.
Best game. I'm gonna give it to 3. Shout out. I'm gonna put 3 out there.
Okay.
Skyrim, the special edition, but it can't win because it was already out. But you actually Bethesda made the game playable. The load times
and mods
on console. I'm a console gamer. I don't play PC because it's a lot of effort. Just give me a game and I'll go. That's what I want. So, Skyrim, good. One of my top 3 games. Can't win it because it was already out. But you made it playable. And I platinumed it. Really good. Number 2, The Division. I liked it. I like it a lot. It hit a button that I needed to play. Third person, really good shooter. Mechanics were a little bit off, but then you could put attachments on your gun to make it better. It was good.
Oh, yeah, it was awesome. Division was great.
I gotta say, my game of the year, though, has gotta be Battlefield 1.
Yep. John over here's the multiplayer guy.
I'm kind of the multiplayer guy. I like to do single-player games, though. But it won it because how do you move from a game series that has been going towards the future, getting future weaponry, and just going insane with all your games? Like Call of Duty. We've had like 4 or 5 years of near future shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it back 100 years. Let's take it back 100 years. And you know what we got? World War I.
And I think Battlefield 1 did great marketing for this game because when Call of Duty Advanced Warfare dropped their new trailer or whatever, most disliked video on YouTube ever, then Battlefield 1 drops their trailer and it gets
boom,
millions and millions of views.
All I want to know is, can the person behind this driving force come and make more historical shooters of events that kind of happened? Although these vignettes.
I'm still waiting on my Civil War game.
I want a Civil War game. I want my American Revolution game.
I want to be a slave and getting out of slavery and fighting.
You've never told me that. That'd be cool. I want to be a American rebel who has a horrible gun, takes a minute to reload, but you know what? Guess who's got a tiny pistol? Guess who can stab you? Guess who's a sleuth? Sleuth?
They could add a lot of like...
Not sleuth. I said the wrong word. I don't know. You're spying.
They add a lot of like hand-to-hand combat in like a game like that, and like, and like you
Assassin's Creed did it, but it's not full-on war.
Yeah,
I want a full-on war game. Give me some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me some of that. I got some other ideas.
Guerrilla warfare.
Give me some other ideas I got some other ideas for shooters or games that could be made, and I don't want to tell those now because
a Russian hacking game where you try and hack the United States politics system.
Trump wins. Trump wins.
Well, we also got dirt on Trump.
Let's do it.
Even though everyone has dirt on Trump.
I saw him help.
I saw him grab a kitty cat.
I saw him help Macaulay Culkin in the 90s. Did you see him help?
I saw him help Hulk Hogan be at WrestleMania and beat Yokozuna.
Shave that head.
That was in 1993.
Oh, I was going for the one that happened in mid-2000s.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon.
1993 WrestleMania was held at Trump Towers.
Didn't know that. Nice to know that your use of wrestling knowledge gave me something I didn't know.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, game of the year for me, Battlefield 1. If you haven't played it, it should be a reasonably priced game, and it's good.
I think they're still selling it for like 40 something.
Fantastic price for a game. I bought it online, and we're sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're sharing a game, Will. Does that feel special?
It does. It really
It's
really
like we
does.
spent $30 each on a great game, and I platinumed it. That's even the thing that matters.
Okay. Gonna move on to me. My favorite games.
No. We're not done yet. Just kidding. It's your turn.
Oh, okay. So, my least favorite game of the year.
Ooh, let's hear this.
There's a lot of games that sucked.
There was? Because I don't play sucky games. What were they? Were they indie games?
All the PlayStation Plus, like, little, like, free games.
Oh,
and stuff.
are they indie games, Will? Are they near indie games? Are
Some
they
of them.
bottom tier?
There was
Single-A
one
games.
There was one that was like this, like, No Man's Sky was just horrible.
It wasn't horrible. You just had to have tempered expectations, and I didn't have the best time with it.
When the game developer says you're going to be able to do all these things day one, and all this stuff, and then they disappear off the face of the earth
For a month or two.
for like 3 months.
3 months. Even better.
And like, and now they're like, you need to just wait. They could have told us that before we spent, before John spent $60.
$60 on it. But I wanted to play it, and it was pretty cool. It had
was cool at
Minecraft.
first.
It had Minecraft-ish elements, and I like those elements, but it just wasn't executed well. And I can go back and play it. I think I'll do that. Forgot to say this. Interruption time. We can have like an interruption in the future, like an interruption sound clip when I do this stuff.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mafia 3, not a great game.
Garbaggio.
No. It was set up good, set up very well, and then it was slightly above Primal, I think, for me. Did Far Cry Primal come out this year or last year? Doesn't matter. I played it this year. But Mafia 3 came out this year, and it was just so grindy. It was grindy, and then you got to the end, and it was just what they said was going to happen throughout the whole thing. You know what happened?
What?
It happened. So there was no twist, and you knew how it was going to end the whole time.
You just killed the guy?
It's like Memento. When you start out knowing how the movie's going to end, and you get to know it, you get to see it happen, and it was not at all how it should have been. Way to Memento me, Mafia 3.
Mementos.
Oh, I hate that movie.
They're good mints.
No, I'm talking about Christopher Nolan's movie that's garbage.
Mentos. They go great with sodas.
Yeah. So does Pop Rocks.
Anyway.
Back to you.
Interruption reversed.
Interruption.
Okay. So, my favorite game of the year was, if it can't be Skyrim Special Edition, because I just love Skyrim Special Edition.
It's so good, but I did a whole lot of stuff in it, 60 hours in. Go.
Yeah, I bought it for my PC. I bought it for my PS4. I've been playing it that's the game I've been playing nonstop for months. Anyway.
What's the game?
My favorite game of the year is
3, 2, 1, go!
Final Fantasy 15.
Gosh, that's not the one I wanted you to pick.
Because Final Fantasy 15 It's such a good game.
I'll play it. He bought it. I'll play it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's my first day off. I could play it tomorrow, but I got other stuff I need.
I haven't beaten it yet, but it's so
No
fun.
one should beat it yet. That's so much time to play.
15 hours.
You shouldn't be able to beat a Final Fantasy game in 15 hours.
The main story quests.
That's a lot of time spent in it if you're not going to enjoy the game. Okay, Final Fantasy 15, go.
Final Fantasy 15 brings all the aspects of Final Fantasy that you really, if a long-time Final Fantasy fan will enjoy.
I don't know it. I have never played a Final Fantasy game. This would be the first one I'm going to play, and I will play
Unique monsters.
Okay.
You have unique weapons, like the different styles of weapons. And in this game, it's more of an action RPG, so it's not like standing still. Like,
okay, good.
Type of thing.
Is it turn-based?
No.
Good God, I hate turn-based games.
I'd rather if it was turn-based, but...
No, it takes too much time out of your gameplay. I want it to be a smooth game. I want to have fun with it. I don't want to take time making calculated decisions. If so, I was going to play some Civ 6.
Yo, I wanted to play some Civ 6, like,
okay,
for real.
Continue.
Anyway, it's a great game. And, like, it just brings back all the soundtrack. Like, you get that classic Final Fantasy feel.
I wouldn't know.
The epic battles, the heart-pumping action. Like, it's just a very good game. And the quests are really interesting. They got very cool side quests. Like, right now, I've just gotten to where we're getting the Emperor blades or whatever. And, like, they, like, take your health when you use them, so you don't use them very much. Unless you're, like, fighting a really hard boss, and they're really powerful. But anyway, you switch between these different swords, and you have, like, your medium, your small, your big swords. And, like, you know, they just appear out of nowhere.
Okay.
But it's just a really cool game. Only drawback is, like, when you're in the desert and you're wearing all black leather, like, that kind of...
It's irritating.
It's
like, hey, guys, you want to go out into the Sahara and wear all black hijabs? Do you want to? Well, actually, those are breathable. This is leather, so it's not going to breathe. But you want to be hotter? Yeah.
He's wearing a bikini, American freedom, because if that's so, I don't want any.
Okay.
I'll wear Habib.
Hajib.
You
know what I thought you were going to say?
What?
For Game of the Year? Batman. A Telltale game.
Honorable mention.
That's your honorable mention. You get 2 with 1 on top. Another honorable mention is that one. Why?
Batman Telltale series is amazing. The story, if you are a Batman fan at all, of anything like comic books, movies, TV shows, cartoons, whatever, you're a Batman fan, you gotta play this game.
I haven't played it. The only thing stopping me from playing it, well, 1 is the time restrictions on my life, and 2,
he actually has one where I do not.
And 2 is the type of game it is.
Yeah, he doesn't like story-based, quick time event.
You're not even
games.
I don't like point and click games.
That's what I'm saying. Quick time event games.
Fine.
Story heavy, quick time event games. It's like an interactive movie.
If I want to see a movie, I don't want to play a movie.
And you make the choices, and you say, "Hey, this is what he's going. I'm going to have an evil Batman."
I don't like fixed camera angle games. I don't know if this has it, but like Resident Evil, how they had that for free on PlayStation Plus. Played it, couldn't play it. Fixed camera angles.
The only time there's fixed angles is when it's like, you know, it's like you're not controlling anything. But when you're
so they switched it from The Walking Dead Season 1? Did they switch it?
Yeah.
I might have to play it.
You're able to move the camera around.
Oh my gosh, that's so much better then. I'll have to play it. I'll let you know. Second honorable mention spot.
Walking Dead Season 3.
So does this one have fixed camera angles or no?
I know.
So they changed it for all their games?
Season 2 didn't have fixed camera angles.
Well, the first one did, and I didn't want to play anymore after that.
Yeah, I think you should just push through the first one. You honestly don't even have to play the first one. You can
just know that Clementine.
They'll have a recap of the first season.
Just know that Clementine kills Juan.
He kills Lee.
She kills him, or she lets him live.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sorry. sorry, the game came out like 4 years ago.
Yeah, you should just be able to, unless you're like, well, I don't even know.
Unless you're like, I was gonna play that one day, and it was like, well, sorry.
I've never seen Labyrinth. Spoil it for me.
Never seen it.
Never mind then. You have like 2 weeks to go see this thing, and then your fear of spoilers is irrelevant. Oh, Rogue One came out.
I love it.
Just moving on to movies. Moving on to movies. What you gonna do? I'm moving on to movies. What you gonna do? Talk about some Rogue One right now.
Talking about some passengers right now.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna say right now. Okay, for real though. Rogue One was probably my best. So here's a list of the movies that came out this year for 2016. And I'm going to tell you some ones that I might have seen or that were out in mainstream theaters. The Hateful Eight.
I never saw it.
It's pretty good. The Finest Hours.
What was that one?
It was like the ship movie. Not the Moby Dick movie, but like, hey, here's a ship. We got to save people. We're the National Guard, Coast Guard. I don't know.
See it.
Hail Caesar. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, Deadpool, Zoolander 2,
Deadpool was awesome.
The Witch, Eddie the Eagle, 999, Batman vs. Superman.
Sucked. That's not a controversial opinion.
God's
either.
Not Dead 2, The Boss, Barbershop, The Next Cut.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I don't even know. Keanu,
Another
Captain
black
America
movie.
Civil War. Keanu was good though.
I want to see Keanu.
The Angry Birds movie, X-Men Apocalypse, Finding Dory, Independence Day, what else? Ghostbusters, Star Trek Beyond, Suicide Squad, Kubo and the Two Strings, Sully, right? Yeah, that was what it was. The Accountant, I wanted to see that, hadn't gotten to see it yet. Inferno, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Bad Santa 2, La La Land, Office Christmas Party, Rogue One, Assassin's Creed, Passengers. Yeah. So that list was pretty underwhelming for me.
Passengers is by far the best movie of 2016.
Okay, you say that, and I'm gonna say Rogue One because that's one of the few I saw in the theaters. And
Rogue One and Passengers are my favorite movies.
Ghostbusters was good. Get off your high horse. Women can do things. Just kidding.
Women are funny.
It was a pretty good movie.
Just say my vagina. A lot.
Say it with me. Nah. No, you just be Amy Schumer, and then you're instantly. If anyone doesn't like you.
They're sexist.
They're sexist.
Pigs.
There's nothing wrong with being fat. It's just if you call me fat, I'll have a problem with it. Amy Schumer, everybody, give her a hand. You didn't do it with me, Will. Okay.
Okay.
Mine was Star Wars Rogue One. The movie had some problems, but it's nothing that the movies.
I didn't have the same problems you had with Rogue One.
Oh, okay. So, in case you didn't know, this movie is set before Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope.
Yeah, unless you're a moron, didn't know that already.
I don't care. Shut it. So, in the end of Episode 4, they blow up the Death Star. That's like having the underdog, Soulja Boy, fight Chris Brown. And...
What are you saying?
Have you not been keeping up with this?
Well, I've heard about Soulja Boy wanting to fight Chris Brown.
It's just saying, here is an underdog. Way underdog. It's like, here's a toddler. No, we'll say an 8-year-old. Here's an 8-year-old who's going to fight Mike Tyson. And they somehow found out that Mike Tyson's weakness is his left third rib. Third from the bottom rib. So all you got to do is take a few hits and then somehow manage to hit that left rib. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You got a megasonic, mega huge death machine.
In Mike Tyson.
You should.
I'm gonna beat you up,
no,
man.
In Mike Tyson, yes. And
you're about to get throttled.
You're about to get throttled,
brother.
So, hey everybody, let's just go shoot this ventilation shaft open, and it's gonna blow up. Hey, you want to have... That's a major plot hole for the movie. Is that why Star Wars Episode 4 is so great? No, it's horrible. There's some problems with it. It's not horrible. Episode 6 is horrible.
I mean, I like the fact that, like, they actually, like, made it make more sense.
I'm just saying, you have a plot hole. You good movies shouldn't have the plot hole that this had. Good movies don't need supplemental movies to prequel saying how they got the information to fix the plot hole. The movie itself was good. I didn't have a problem with it. But why? I loved it though. I'll buy it. But I'm just saying, why? Good movies shouldn't have that big of plot holes. And better movies don't need a prequel to fix the plot hole. Oh, also, they had in it, a rebellion's built on hope. Hey, you wanna name drop some little Easter eggs in there? You know, I'm so hopeful. I'm filled with hope.
I didn't like. Only reason I caught any of it was because you were like, "What is the hope?" They say hope a lot.
I didn't go into it being like, there's gonna be so many name drop Easter eggs in there. I was like, there's gonna be some tiny Easter eggs, like, hey, you remember that walrus man who got his arm chopped off in the bar from Kenobi? You remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? He was in there. I was like, oh no, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But, hey, Will.
What?
I can travel to hope real quickly.
Okay, we're done with that.
I'm just saying, there's some problems. Good movie, because I didn't see a whole lot of other movies, but it's a good movie, and I'll buy it. And it was a beautiful movie. I love the beaches where they had everything set up. Fantastic thing. Oh, and the spoiler for that movie, if you didn't see episode 4,
is that Star explodes.
Why'd you tell me, Will? Stop getting mad. Your opinion is irrelevant over the spoilers.
And Darth Vader dies.
Why'd you tell me that? I hadn't seen episode 6. I was just boycotting the Ewoks.
Because of the racial appropriation.
Okay, now your movie. Why is
the hairy black people?
Oh my gosh. I really hate episode 6. There's a lot of problems with it.
I love episode 6.
It's problematic, Will.
Okay, you know what?
We can talk about that later.
You are culturally appropriating my feelings towards... Why would you even say that? You are literally hurting my feelings.
You're really hurting my feelings. There's more than 2 genders out there.
There's like 257.6.
257.6 is important. You can't say the 257 because it's 257.6. We gotta stand up for that 0.6 of a minority gender. Will, you're really upsetting me now.
You know, people say that we should just accept people who are, you know, so if a man is a little more feminine, he's still a man. It doesn't make him other gender.
But he's, you know, yeah, I agree with you completely, wholeheartedly.
It's just he's a feminine man, like.
Hey, let's shout out to the LGBTQ people because it was just LGBT because now you have lesbian, gay, and queer in the same phrase. Did they not mean
the same thing?
Gay is apparently for men, lesbians for women, and queer is for who knows what else.
And T is transsexuals.
Transgender.
Was it
lesbian?
LBTQ squared.
Oh, and bi's in there too because that's a sexual orientation. I don't even know. It's LGBT
squared to the third power.
Squared to the third. LGBTQ squared to the third power. I like it. We're going to start addressing the whole community and supporters of the community. LGBTQ squared to the third power. The entire episode. There's going to be a lot of effort, but you know what? We're including everyone. We're including that 0.6% of people who are in the minority of people who've ever existed. That is just so much. So much to say, so much to think about.
Yeah.
It's just so simple.
Now that we talk about my movie of the year.
Your movie of the year is
Passengers. Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence. Passengers was such a good movie. Because of the aspect of them being out there by themselves in outer space.
It's been done before.
And Chris Pratt is such a good actor because he doesn't have to play off people to show emotion. And you really felt connected with these characters.
So connected.
That, you know what, John?
Peace Among Worlds?
Passengers was great. I don't know if you saw it, John.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I haven't seen it. I don't go to the theaters that much.
Well, when it comes out on DVD, we'll have to watch it.
Okay. Bet?
Bet.
Good.
Anyway, you guys would love Passengers because the acting by Jennifer Lawrence and acting by Chris Pratt carries that movie. The storyline is so good. The acting is very solid. And what I really like is the dilemma that Chris Pratt has in whether to wake up Jennifer Lawrence, because in the movie they're supposed to be in their sleeping pods.
Spoilers. 2 weeks, right? They get a 2-week window. Spoilers,
I get. I mean, not really.
We're not going to be PC with the spoilers.
It's not really spoilers. It's just in the trailers.
Fine, but deciding moment right now. Are we going to be PC with the spoilers, or are we going to spoil it all over them?
Spoil it all over.
Okay, go. No spoilers. No spoiler jump outs anymore for the rest of the time doing this pod. Go.
Okay.
Wake her up or not.
So, he woke up because there was a giant asteroid that hit the ship, and he woke up out of the sleeping pod early. 90 years early.
Are they going to be old by the time that everyone else wakes up?
You don't know.
Oh.
And he wakes up, and he's like, you know, they take he thinks everything's okay, and they take him to his room, and he sleeps. Anyway, and then he realizes that he's going to be on the ship for 90 years until they reach the new planet they're going to. And then he ends up falling in love with this girl in this pod, and he's like figuring out how he, you know, if he's going to wake up her up or not, because he could, but also he would be ruining her life.
That deals that's a pretty good plot, because in one episode of The Twilight Zone, you had a couple in love, and this dude's an astronaut, and they're going to put him asleep for 90 years while he goes to like Pluto or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so he decides to not go under and go to sleep, but the chick on Earth is like, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to be the first one in this new scientific study to go to sleep, and I'm going to wake up 90 years. So you know what happens? They meet each other, and they're just like, whoa, he's an old man, she's a young lady, whoa. It's maybe that's where they got that from, but the Twilight Zone's really solid. You should watch it.
I love Twilight Zone. I used to watch it all the time. I think a few months ago I had like a marathon of like Twilight Zone on Netflix. Just like episode after episode.
I need to watch that again because it was really good.
That's like honestly an older show that like honestly never gets old.
That is just, it's so well done. It's timeless.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Psycho, Casablanca,
American Psycho.
No, not Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock.
Never seen it.
Bates Motel.
Never seen it.
Okay, fine then. It's like those classic monster movies, Universal monster movies.
Love those.
Exactly. Everyone loves them. They may be cheesy, but they're great.
But anyway, you know, the movie is really solid, and then he, you know, she figuring out that he woke her up is such a, you know,
you ruined my life.
Like it's pretty rough. Their acting is solid. I recommend this movie to anyone who really likes heavy acting movies, where like it's based on the actors to carry the movie instead of special effects and all this. It has special effects in it, but it's like...
But instead of continuous plot interruptions, like, let's say Friday, how they have all those interesting people just pop in. So it's just dependent on 2 actors.
2 people.
Well, we'll see if I like the movie.
And, it just shows how good actors they are. Anyway. That is for our movies. And, we would like to say thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening, and we're going to have one other small segment. What books came out this year that did you read, Will? I'm gonna tell you my favorite book this year I haven't read it yet because I read old literature and I haven't read a single book published from this year. So there you go. That's our book segment.
Actually, I do have a book I'm reading.
Did it come out in 2016?
Yes.
Did you finish it?
No.
Then you can finish it in the 2017 episode that we talk about good books that we read that were published in the last 2 years, because it's a small segment.
Because we're simpleton and dum-dums.
Pimpleton, simpletons, and dum-dums. Suckers.
Okay.
Bet.
And that's what we call you guys. You guys are our dum-dums.
No, we can't.
We're the suckers. Y'all are the dum-dums.
So we're the suckers?
Yeah. They're the dum-dums.
So they're the better they're the better pops.
Yes. They're the bag of dum-dums.
So they're...
Because there's a lot of them.
And they're better than...
They're better.
Just suckers.
Yeah, they taste pretty sweet. I know, because I've met a couple of you.
Because blue raspberry is the best flavor of dum-dums that there is.
Oh, I love black cherry.
I didn't know that. I love blueberry.
Anyway.
No. Blue raspberry. Sorry for my forgetting what blue raspberry and blueberry is.
You cisgender white male.
You cisgender white female. Cisgender...
Entitled.
Cisgender person.
That's been the podcast. If you enjoyed
Episode 1
of the Inappropriate Attire podcast,
bet.
Come back to this channel next week on Wednesday or Thursday. We will have a show.
What if we want to do it on a Friday? Is that unacceptable or is that acceptable?
Every week we will have a new show. Come back, check with us.
Don't guarantee it every week, because then we gotta keep doing it every week.
Like the video.
Don't promise it every week, or we gotta keep doing it every week. What if they hate us?
We're uploading the video to. We're uploading the podcast to YouTube and iTunes.
What if they hate us, Will?
Please rate us. Please rate us on iTunes.
They rate us because they ain't us.
Leave a comment, and we will read them and reply.
We might reply unless there's too many to read, and then
I'll reply.
I'm not the YouTube guy. Bet.
Follow us on Twitter at inappatire.com. At inappatire.
And we will have that in the YouTube comment. You will, because I don't do the YouTubes.
I will.
Hopefully, we's gonna have an iTunes.
We're gonna have an iTunes.
iTunes download. We'll hopefully do that because there's other podcast services. We'll get those there later. We're trying.
Thanks. Bye.